Hello, Nicole with Create the Right Way. And I am so excited to talk about today's video with all of you. We organized a Griswold themed Christmas party, so the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, the Griswolds, and we had such a blast organizing this party and everything that went into it. You're probably thinking, Nicole, that's really cool and this is really fun. I'm excited to see all of this stuff for this Griswold party. But what in the world does this have to do with decluttering? And this seems like a very random video that's not related. And actually, I'm here to tell you that the opposite is true. I'm going to jump right into what we did for our Griswold party, show you all the fun pictures from that. But this does have to do with decluttering. It does. So I am going to put that at the end of this. So stay tuned after you see all the fun party pictures of how this ties into decluttering, and I will also post a shortcut down below if you want to jump ahead onto what in the world the Griswold party has to do with decluttering. There were so many fun little details to put together that you can see here, with everything from the little squirrel in the tree and even the cat that ate the lights. We happen to have an old carpet square from our basement, and so use that, and you can see Claire cutting out the stencil, and then Kyle used that to outline the cat on the carpet square, spray painted that, and then for the outside of the cat there, we actually, so Dorothy, she's a husky, and if you know huskies, they shed a lot. So we brushed Dorothy, which didn't take a lot to get quite a bit of fur off of her, and then use spray adhesive around the edges of that cat to use Dorothy's fur around there. So no animals were harmed in the making of this prop, but it was actual animal fur from Dorothy shedding when we brushed her. So that was a really fun one to put together. And then all of the famous sayings that go along with this movie. If you have seen this movie, you could quote so many things from it, right? And so we decided to play that up both in the food that was served and trying to line things up as best we could if that made sense. So you can see the different food options here of what we put with different sayings that way, as well as we had a game we put together. So different bottles of alcohol and wine that we had as essentially door prizes for everyone at the party, and created our own unique labels to go with each of those. So you can see these bottles here, and was so much fun creating these, putting them together, and really can't tell you that we just had I can't express enough how much fun we had putting these together, and it was so fun to reveal this to everyone at the party. It kind of did white elephant style. Everybody grabbed a gift and then they could exchange or steal gifts from others if they wanted to, and everyone really cracked up and enjoyed looking at the bottles, seeing what they were and what the pictures and sayings were that went with each of them. So if you've never thought about doing a theme party like this, it was hilarious, and just a really great time was had by all. And some of us dressed in actual costumes of characters from the movie, while other people just wore Griswold themed shirts. So there's so many things out there that you can find in this realm that really was not too difficult to pull this off. And I will also include a link below to those labels for the bottles as a principle. So if you are inspired and you would like to have your own Griswold themed party, that we have that link for you, so you can just download and use those. Just cut them out, tape them to the bottles, and surprise your guests whether you're doing it as giveaways like we did. Maybe you're just serving that stuff at the party. But we really had so much fun and wanted to share this with all of you. The reason that we had the ability to do this party is having that mental capacity freed up to have this creativity. So this is a passion of mine. I love being creative in different ways, especially when it comes to parties and themes. That's something I really, really enjoy. And so decluttering factors into this, because if you have your house in order and you don't have all this extra stuff weighing you down, you are freed up emotionally and mentally. You have the capacity, and I'm not saying you have to plan parties if that's not your thing, but you are freed up to really use that energy in ways that you want to, whether it's taking time to sit down and read a book you enjoy, playing more with your kids, taking walks, making the time to work out, whatever the case may be, whatever your passions are, decluttering will help you get there. I promise you. It sounds crazy. I know, believe me. But this is such a huge benefit of decluttering, is being freed up to do the things that you really want to and enjoy life. If you are feeling stressed out all the time, if you are just exhausted, but you get a decent enough amount of sleep, if you just feel like you are overwhelmed all of the time, it could be because you just have too much stuff in your life and you were trying to manage it. And even though maybe you're not consciously thinking about your stuff all the time, it's there, it's weighing on you. You come home and you see just stuff piled on the counter, stuff in the living room, stuff in your bedroom. That all just weighs on you, and that creates anxiety. And that's really, really hard to live that way. Clearing out the stuff clears out mental space. It really does. I know this sounds really bizarre, but it all really comes together. And so taking our weekly challenges to declutter, taking it to the next level, going beyond 5 things a week, and really finding opportunities to look at your stuff in a different light, because you don't need to have all the stuff. You really don't. You have permission to get rid of the things that are not serving you and free yourself up to do the things that you really want to do. And so this is where things like this party were so fun, because this, yes, it took some work to put together, but this was all fun. This is the kind of thing that I love to do. You are worth more than your stuff. Your family is. You deserve it. And so you need to really look at your stuff and think about, why do I have all of these things? Are they really serving me? Because if you start letting go of that stuff, I promise you, it is so much better on the other side. We have been at this journey of really simplifying for probably just over a year now, where we've really focused in on it. And it has been so much better for our household that we are just less stressed, less frustrated with the kids. I have a lot more patience to deal with all the crazy shenanigans that 5 kids can put you through. And so I just really would encourage you that, life is short. None of us know how much time we have here, and we want to enjoy it and make the most of it. And we don't need to spend all of our time being bogged down with having to deal with the stuff and figuring out where to go with the stuff and finding, so many people think, I'm just not an organized person. I can't stay organized. I just need to have more time to get organized. And really, organizing is simple. It really is. What the problem is you have too much stuff. And so instead of focusing on organizing the stuff, look at what the stuff is. Do you really need all of that stuff? Because once you clear that excess out, it's really actually very simple to organize. And if you feel like you just are really, really struggling, happy to help you. Please feel free to reach out, and I'd love to connect with you and help you organize your space. I can do that either in person or virtually. But organizing is not the problem. It's the decluttering that really catches people. The decluttering is what really trips people up. And so that's the part to focus on, is about less on the organizing, because that's the easy part. It's getting rid of the stuff, making those decisions, and really freeing yourself up, and focus on, what do you want that life to be? What are those fun things that you want to do? And use that as your motivator to help push you on some of those things that are harder to get rid of, and let go of the stuff so you can do those fun things. So you can do this and take your life back, take your house back. You can do it and be freed up, whether it's a Griswold party or whatever your passions are. Letting go of the stuff is the path to get you there. So I hope you had fun seeing what we put together with our party. And thank you so much for tuning in. As always, we'd love for you to like this video, share it with your friends, and of course, would be so thankful if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel.